Hi everybody and welcome to Los Angeles, Italia, the annual festival taking place at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. We are in the hottest moment of the award season. The Oscar will take place on Sunday, March 27, and the Italian gather in the Chinese Theater, in the oldest cinema theater of the world, will take from tomorrow, Sunday, March 20, until Saturday 26. Immediately we go live from Hollywood with one of the most expert of the hour season, the one and only Scott Feinberg. How you doing, man?
Buongiorno, how are you, my friend?
Buongiorno. Your pronunciation is getting better and better, Scott.
Well, I'm sorry that I don't get to see you in LA this year, but congratulations on all the exciting stuff that's keeping you in Italy. It's very exciting stuff, Pascal.
Thank you so much. I can recognize an award you got in Italy on your back.
It's
Phenomenal. A beautiful award you got at the Family
great.
Fest in Napoli. I'm so proud of it. So, Scott, you are such a great friend of Italy, but you are one of the most expert of the award season. So, first of all, let's talk immediately about Paolo Sorrentino, Enrico Casarosa, and Massimo Cantini Parrini, the three wonderful artists nominated for an Oscar. Watch they be in Los Angeles, Italia. Paolo Sorrentino will show up after the screening of the end of God that is scheduled at 6:30 on Monday. So at the end, he will be there thanks to Netflix, to Miss Lisa Tabak, to Kelly Dalton for a Q&A, and also for getting his awards. He also has to collect the Capri Award that we give him as Best Director. Then Enrico Casarosa and Massimo Cantini Parrini will land to Los Angeles, Italia on Friday, before at the Chinese Theater for a photo call, and then to the Italian Institute of Culture for a meeting with the legendary Dante Spinotti, the cinematographer, LA Confidential, of Insider, all the most beautiful Michael Mann's movies, and also now involved also in Italy back because he's working with Trudy Styler on a documentary about Napoli produced by Luciano Stella and Carolina Terzi. So what about these three Italian people running for an Oscar?
Well, speak about Napoli. We've got what a advertisement for the city from Hand of God. The maestro really did a beautiful job showing what makes Naples such a amazing place, and Italy so amazing. I think they even take the boat to uh, Capri, right, or Ischia. I forget which one in the movie, but I was waiting to see you walk behind them in the in the scene because I so associate you with those places. But um, yeah, the Hand of God is terrific, and Netflix has certainly campaigned very hard for it. And I think that it's not out of the question that it could do well in the international feature category. I think the front runner is probably Drive My Car, but you can't count out the Hand of God. A lot of people love it, and then the others who you mentioned also, of course. It's a strong year for Italy at the Oscars.
Yes, yes. So I was mentioning about the animation Luca. It's a wonderful job that Enrico Casarosa did for Pixar Disney. So it's very impressive that an Italian director gets nominated with Disney.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a little tougher to win there because there's Disney also has Encanto, but it's a big thing just to be in the final five. Animation has never been so competitive and strong, and so just to be in the final five now is a big deal. And same with Sereno for the third Italian
Cantino
nominee. I think,
Parrini.
yeah, it's a pretty impressive showing. There aren't that many countries this year. I mean, that can compete with that. Norway's had a good year with Flea and with Worst Person in the World, but Italy's holding its own.
So, Scott, first of all, let's talk about the feeling in Hollywood. I think everybody has the broken heart for what is happening in Ukraine, no?
Totally. I mean, this is very awkward to be doing something celebratory at a time when this is happening in Eastern Europe. But what you also have to, I guess, tell yourself is that um, you know escapism is an important service for people who are going through tough things. It was the case in the United States in the Great Depression and World War II, and you just hope that it shows people that things can get better or gives them hope or whatever. I mean, we have to remember the very amazing leader of Ukraine was himself an actor.
Yes, absolutely. But how is the feeling now in this moment, the award season, that normally has no such big thought? Last year, pandemic, this year, now the war. Is still strong the feeling on the pandemic, and how is the war felt by the American big mass?
I'm sure that many of the people who present or win awards on Oscar night are going to talk about Ukraine. They've been doing that at some of the earlier award shows. We've seen it at SAG Awards and Critics' Choice. It's on everyone's mind. But there's this feeling of helplessness also. Like, there's only so much that a regular person feels they can do, but you want to help them. So there's that, and then at the same time, yeah, the pandemic is not over, and this year there are fewer seats that are going to be at the Oscars than in a normal year, more than last year where it was just literally at a train station with only the nominees and the presenters. This year it's going to be more people back at the Dolby Theater, but it's many of the rows of seats are being taken out to give people a little bit more space. There's COVID testing for the vast majority of people who are going to be there, and you just hope that things that kind of don't go in the wrong direction.
I see. So, do you expect there's going to be a big manifestation outside the Oscar, inside? I mean, do you think that they will be very political?
I mean, I think that there's always, you go into the Oscars and you go past crazy people on the street holding signs that are telling Hollywood people you're going to hell and all of that. I think most people, though, in this country are on the same page about Ukraine, that we support them and want to do everything we can to help them. I think that um, that's really all that you. I don't think you're going to hear anybody sort of saying anything but positive things about Ukraine on the Oscars. I would be very surprised.
Scott, tell me, how is the level of the movie this year? Of course, the front runner is Jane Campion with the
Yeah, Power of the Dog.
Power
Yeah.
of the Dog. Then, of course, Kenneth Branagh with Belfast, Steven Spielberg with West Side Story, Wes Anderson with Licorice Pizza, and then
Well, don't forget Coda. I mean, I think that
Coda.
Coda could very well win Best Picture. We're gonna see. It's gonna, we have to remember that at the Oscars, it's a ranked ballot. So you're not just saying, "Hey, here's the one movie that I am voting for." You actually have to put all 10 of the nominees in order of preference, and then all of those votes matter, because they don't want a movie that's at number one on 30% of the ballots, but at number 10 on 70% on the other 70%. They want a movie that most people at least agree that they like. And so I think that it is very possible that one of these other movies, Coda, maybe Belfast, maybe King Richard, could surprise the Power of the Dog. Power of the Dog is the most nominated movie by far with 12, and very hard to see a movie with that many nominations lose. But it's a new ball game since they introduced this preferential ballot.
So we heard about some very um, unpolite moment during the Critics' Choice Award where they attacked the Jane Campion movie, and then Jane Campion said something versus the Williams. So it's the award season. Gossip.
It's crazy. I mean, I think it's too long. Everybody gets tired. People start, you know, not even thinking about what they're saying. Jane Campion didn't mean anything, I'm sure, about negative about the Williams sisters. She didn't even have to bring them up at all. She decided, it's not like they're involved with her movie. She brought them up in her speech to say, like, I love these women. I'm amazed by them. Then she tried to make a cute comment that was not thought through very well. And for a second, it was awkward. But I can tell you that a half hour later, they were all dancing together at the party afterwards. So I don't think there were hard feelings there. I think it was just one of these unfortunate things where you know people speak off the cuff and they don't always think about what they're saying. But it
I
was
see,
not
I see. So
malicious, I
they
don't think.
try to create the fight, the competition. Last year rates for the Oscar was terrible. I mean, the situation was not so cool. I mean, everybody was more careful to what was happening for the pandemic, and this year they are back to the color theater, to the Dolby theater. So,
Yes.
do you expect a better attention? I realized that they also cut it some presentation technical in order to make it faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be hard to imagine the ratings this year would be worse than they were last year. Last year was like the worst rated show in the history of the Oscars, which have been on television since 1953, I believe. So it was partly because I think people were not going to the movie theaters to see the movies, and so you don't really feel a reason to watch the Oscars if you don't know the movies that are being talked about. This year, I think it will be a little bit better. I don't think it's going to be the kind of ratings that it used to be 10, 20 years ago, but because nothing is. I mean, more people, there's more TV channels, there's more, internet, TikTok, there's just so many things for people to do that they are not watching anything in the same numbers that they used to. But I would think it'll be a little better than last year. The ABC put pressure on the Academy to make the show move faster, be more interesting, and so the Academy decided to present 8 of these awards in the hour before it goes on the air and then edit those awards into the show. That caused them a lot of criticism from their own members, but we'll see how that works. I don't think that's going to hurt the ratings at all. It might help. We'll see. But they have 3 hosts this year. They didn't have any hosts the last 2 years. But I don't know if these are hosts that are people that people in America are that excited about that they would watch because of these hosts. So it's an awkward moment. I mean, we'll see if the ratings go down even from what they were last year, then there's a real problem. But I think they'll probably go up a little bit.
I know that our honorary president, the Los Angeles Italia president, Tony Renis, is listening to us. So I know that he would like to know what's your feeling, who's going to win in the music session, because there are so
Well, I
many
would
new
vote
names.
for Cuando, but I guess it's not eligible this year, so I have to vote. But I would think maybe this year, probably the James Bond song, "No
Billie
Time to
Eilish,
Die" from
eh?
yeah, and Bond songs have always done well at the Oscars. I think that recently Skyfall, and there are others in the past. I would be very surprised if it's not. Although Beyonce also has a song which was in the Best Picture nominee. You got a song from Encanto, which people love the music from. Unfortunately, I think our friend Diane Warren is probably going to lose for the 13th time, which is crazy. But one day, Diane, I think will finally win.
She deserves it. She's such a great artist. Also, I mean, nominated 13 times. This means that she's like one of the genius ever in the music system because
Absolutely.
whenever she does something, then she got attention, respect. This is very
Yeah, her
important.
peers, totally. You know that because the nominations are only decided by the people who do what the nominees do. So songwriters are the only people who pick the song, or songwriters and composers pick the music nominees. So for her, that is the ultimate compliment. But I know that she would wish that the rest of the academy, which then gets to help pick the winner, that they were as appreciative of her. But not yet.
So, Scott, this year is the 17th annual Los Angeles, Italia Film, Fashion and Art Festival, starting tomorrow until Saturday, the day before the Oscar. So, it's been since 2006 we started a long trip. What's your opinion about it?
Well, I think it's a very special evening for Italian Americans in the LA area. You've been nice enough to invite me many times, and I think of a lot of great memories where you've honored, U2, Stallone, Liza Minnelli, um, Ted Sarandos, I think Mel Gibson. It's an incredible group, and I think about a lot of the people who I've met there over the years, where your photographer who passed away recently, and
Pietro
uh,
Coccia.
yeah, you just a lot of good memories of that event and at the Chinese Theater, and honoring a lot of exciting up and coming people. And uh, the only thing is, it's not going to be the same this year without you there.
No, no, but it will be better maybe with an American host like Bernard Diller and such a president, Sofia Milos, sharing Robert Davi, a true Italian American. Maybe this is an experiment. Maybe this is the time that I give the throne to somebody else after 16 years. But anyway.
You deserve that reputation.
No, well, Scott, but so during the year, this is an important event for us because actually it's something that bridges Italy to America and America to Italy. We know that there is a reciprocal feeling back to back from Capri to Los Angeles to Ischia, no?
Absolutely. I mean, you have been the guy who connects the dots more than anybody. I mean, between this event and LA, this event, LA Italia, then you've got, of course, Capri in the winter and Ischia in the summer. And I think it's really helped to connect these countries cinematically in a way that I don't know if it ever happened before, where to have the presidents of the Film and TV Academy going to Italy, and many, many Oscar winners. I think it's been a very special way of introducing more Americans to Italian cinema and more Italians to American cinema. And I know that anyone who's been to any of these events comes away with an appreciation of how how much passion you have for this, and have kind of really been responsible for these relationships.
So now I would like to make a little game with you, a little joke. So we make like a lotteria.
Yeah.
We say who's gonna win the best movie, and then if you win, I pay you a pizza, and if I win, you pay me an hamburger.
An hamburger? Well, no, we'll do better. You come to Craig's or something here. Then we'll get to
Let's see. If you win, we're gonna go to eat in Los Angeles at Pastaio, and I pay.
Yeah.
If I win, we're gonna go to Camponeschi, Roma, and you pay. Okay?
Yeah, deal.
Kidding. So, who's gonna win best movie, the Oscar?
I wish I could tell you. I wish we could talk in 24 hours, because tonight is the Producers Guild Awards, and they are the last clue that I would like to see the answer to before I make my final predictions. But right now, on Saturday, March 19th, 8 days before the Oscars, knowing what I know now, I think it's The Power of the Dog.
I have the same opinion. The Power of the Dog. Pascal, Power of the Dog. Scott, Power of the Dog. Best
Yeah.
director.
Definitely Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog.
So she's gonna win both.
She's definitely winning Best Director, whatever happens. But picture is I'm less confident, but I'm 100% she's winning Best Director.
Okay, I take Kenneth Branagh.
Wow. Well, if that, I can already, I'm already picking out my food on the menu for what you're going to be taking me.
You know, we have to be. Although I think that Jane Campion is gonna win, but
Yeah,
I
we
want to
gotta
make different.
Yeah.
Best actor. I say first, Will Smith.
100%.
So you go-
95%. I think that there's a slight chance for Andrew Garfield, but I think it's going to be Will Smith too.
Andrew Garfield is a Capri Hollywood boy. So I
That's
should
right.
take. Okay, I have to take
take Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Sorry, I want to
My
lose
stomach
again.
isn't big enough for all the food you're going to be buying me.
So I say because if Andrew Garfield is a Capri Hollywood boy knows that
Yeah.
I'm saying he's not gonna win, I take Andrew Garfield. Now,
All right.
best actress.
I think it's who you honored this year at Opry. I think it's going to be Jessica Chastain.
Yes, she's an Ischia girl. So
Yeah. You're covering
you
all
should
of
take
them.
something different. Okay, we agree together.
Okay,
Jessica
all right.
Chastain, for sure. Now, best supporting actor.
It's going to be the father from the movie Coda, Troy Kotsur, who's going to become the first deaf male actor to ever win an Oscar.
I subscribe also this. Now, let's talk about supporting actress.
Yes. So for the same role that Rita Moreno won that Oscar for 60 years ago for West Side Story, the original, this time for the reimagining of West Side Story, it's going to be Ariana DeBose.
Yes, that's also was honored in Capri, so I subscribe with you. Now, best original screenplay.
That's tougher because it could be Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. It could be Joaquin Trier for The Worst Person in the World, which a lot of people love. But I think it's going to be Kenneth Branagh for Belfast.
So Kenneth Branagh, I take Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
I should take a licorice pizza. Let's take this because otherwise, licorice pizza again. Now,
Okay, all right.
Not original.
Yeah, adapted. It's tough because I think that it's between The Power of the Dog and Coda, and it's very possible that I would say almost likely that whichever movie wins that award of those two earlier in the night will probably later in the night win Best Picture. So that will be the early indicator. If Coda beats Power of the Dog for Best Adapted Screenplay, it might be time to buckle your seatbelt.
Of course, we know that Billie Eilish is going to win. The best soundtrack of the year?
I think best score is probably Dune, Hans Zimmer.
I had subscribed also this. And best costume designer of the year? Massimo
tough
Cantini
because-
Parrini, please.
That's your pick. Well, I mean, it's possible. It's a very tough category. I think that, honestly, Cruella is very Disney with exaggerated costumes, the way people have talked about it. I think that it's possibly them or Dune, most likely. I would say probably Cruella.
And for animation, I say Luca, Enrico Casarosa.
You're making a lot of friends here, and I may not be, but I think animated probably Encanto.
Encanto,
But,
I realize.
yeah,
So did we miss some important award?
I mean, international feature. I mean, I know what you're going to say.
Which one? Sorry.
Best international feature.
Yes.
You're going to say
No,
Paolo.
I'm very superstitious. I'm gonna say anything about it because
Well,
if I say
I love
something,
Napoli.
there is superstition in Italy.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, I love Hand of God, but I think that probably you've got to predict Drive My Car because it's the only one that's also nominated for Best Picture, which a lot of people really saw it and liked it, and so I would think. But again, you know, the one that is kind of the underdog that people may need to take more seriously is The Worst Person in the World. It's a very creative movie. It's with a female protagonist, and it's different than the others. It could happen.
And um, what else?
Visual effects. I mean, it's probably Dune or Spider Man, one of those.
Yes.
Um, Sound, Dune, um, film editing. It's tough. That one's tough. It could be Dune. It could be Tick Tick Boom. That's a tough one. Um, what else? Cinematography. Um, Probably Dune. Um, yeah, production design. Probably Dune. Um, So yeah, it's a big year for Dune in the categories that are the below the line category.
Scott, how is the feeling in Hollywood about the idea to cut from the show the technical awards?
Well, not cut from the show, but just edit them down a little bit.
Yes.
It's a lot of people are very upset. I think that they, at the same time, they understand the Academy is in a tough position because if nobody is watching the Oscars, it's not good for anybody. So it's one of the way it's I've been describing it is that sometimes there's a feeling for the doctor says you have to amputate the limb in order to save the patient, otherwise the whole thing dies. And I think that that's where they're coming from. It's not that they don't care about these people in these other categories, but they're saying like we have to work with ABC because otherwise, we have no money. ABC, the rights for the Oscars, to broadcast the Oscars, is where all of their Academy's operating budget comes from. So if ABC, drops them, they're in trouble.
I see. Okay, so do you expect anything particular for the Oscar night this year?
I have heard, and this will be of interest, I think, to people in Italy. I believe that for Best Picture, but certainly somewhere in the show, they are going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of The Godfather by bringing everybody back together. So Coppola, De Niro, Coppola, Pacino, Keaton, Khan, uh, Talia Shire, uh, Robert Duvall. I think we're going to have a pretty special moment 50 years after The Godfather.
So that's a very good because we all love Francis Ford Coppola, originally from Bernarda, Basilicata, where he still has a beautiful hotel, and of course Al Pacino is one of our hero ever, and so many great actor and actress, and really to celebrate Il Padrino is celebrating cinema, and to talk with Scott Feinberg is always worth because he's really the best. Thank you so much for your time. I expect you to go tomorrow to the Chinese theater in Hollywood because I need your support. Please find 15, 20
I will
minutes.
do that, but I expect that you're going to surprise me and that you're going to get on a plane right now and come meet me there. So tomorrow, you were just joking that you weren't coming.
Okay, I love you. Thank you so much, Scott Feinberg. And now, guys, we wait for a few minutes and we're gonna go back again live with some other incredible guest for this Live from Hollywood show that is on air the day before Los Angeles, Italia, starting tomorrow. at 2 o'clock with a tribute to Maestro Vittorio Gassman. Il Sorpasso, directed by Dino Risi, is the movie that is gonna kick off the festival. And of course, then we have an Italian premiere, Dakota, a movie produced by Andrea Iervolino with Abby Cornish and many other people of the cast possibly attending the event. Then the opening ceremony hosted by Bernard Diller, Sofia Milos, and of course Robert Davi, and the Consul General of Italy, Silvia Chiave, the Director of Italian Institute of Culture, Emanuele Amendola, and the Italian Trade Commission, Alessandra Rinaldi, and of course on the theater will be Riccardo Scamarcio, Benedetta Porcaroli, and many other Italian talents living in Los Angeles, coming on purpose from Italy to Los Angeles. And of course on Monday at 6:30, the great event, the special screening of the Oscar-nominated movie, The End of God, supplied by Netflix. Thank you so much, Lisa Tabak. And Paolo Sorrentino, the director, will be attending the event immediately after the screening for a Q&A. So it's going to be amazing. And what else? It's going to be a really wonderful week. So pay attention. Go to the Chinese theater. There is no tickets to pay, but you gotta show your vaccination, and you gotta also apply to be a Tata2 member into your phone. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everybody. See you in a while.